Alrighty guys, here we go. We got another 1v1 here. This is also in the Acer Teamstory Cup between Quantic and Liquid. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner as the red Terran, it is Team Quantic's center. And spawning in the top left corner, representing Team Liquid, it is Liquid Taeja. Alright, so center was able to beat Hero in the last game. Very well played match there to give Quantic the 2-1 lead in the tournament so far. But we will see how Team Liquid can respond as they bring out a Terran to take on center here in a good TVT. If we check it out here, we do have the supply depot obviously going up here. We do have the rack going up. As we do have a refinery going up before the rack here for center. So we could see, well, we also do have a refinery going up before the rack here for Taeja as well. So we could see double Reapers out of these two players here. I'm interested to see what exactly they are indeed going to come out with. So the refinery here going to be a little bit a lot slower than center's refinery here. Center does already have about 40 gas built up before the rack is even halfway done here. The rack is pretty much done for Taeja at this point, and he has about almost 50 gas saved up here. We should see a complete wall off here. Yes, we do. And we will see a Reaper opening for Taeja here. We do see it straight to a factory here, so we are going to see a mech build out of center here, as there will just be Marines coming out of here. He will go for the complete wall off now, probably another supply depot in the center, but he will keep the racks and stuff behind just for defense. We do see the SCV scout coming out now, as there is no scout quite yet for Taeja, but it will be the Reaper going out to scout here. As the Reaper the SCV will spot the Reaper here. So center will know that the Reaper is on the way. He does have 2 Marines here, so that's plenty to fend off against a Reaper. So there really won't be much problem here. We do see Taeja taking that expansion here, as he does have the Reaper to keep the harass, so he is safe to take that expansion at this point. But that Reaper won't be able to do anything with those 2 Marines. 3 Marines now inside of here. So the Marines are going to go after this Reaper here, down to 5 health here. But he does have those combat drugs, so his health will eventually start going up at a rapid rate. We do have 2 Reapers now on the field for Taeja, and this SCV is going to just build some more supply depots. Some more mules coming out on the field now, and just some more of these Reapers just trying to do some harassment there. They will lose one of those Reapers though. Very unfortunate. One of those Reapers will go down. We do have a Widow Mine here, trying to attract that Reaper to come into the base there, just so he can kill that Reaper there. We do see the starport going straight up right now. It will be pumping out 1 medevac, so we might see some Widow Mine Marine drops here by center in response to Taeja's Reapers, as Taeja really doesn't have any units besides what used to be that Reaper. He has no other units, so this drop could be pretty effective here. We do see Hellions coming out here for Taeja for maybe some harassment of an expansion here when it comes. We do see a defensive bunker going up here for Taeja to defend this expansion here, as center will be now taking that natural expansion a good bit later than Taeja at this point, but he was focusing more on getting some Marines, and we do see a drop here, 2 Widow Mines for Marines. Very difficult to handle, especially if you're facing a Zerg, but as a Terran it won't be too bad. We will see this Widow Mine will burrow, take out a drone there, or not a drone but an SCV. Another SCV will go down, but that poor Widow Mine is stuck here. We will probably see a scan coming up here in just a moment, as we do see the drop continue down into the main here, and that Viking is going to clean up that medevac as well, so not very effective there. They will eventually clean up. Oh, a nice Widow Mine shot there. Gets one of the Hellions, and we will see. Oh, as he is roasting his own bunker there, but getting that Widow Mine as well. So we do see Banshees coming out for center at this point. So center in this game right now, very interesting. He's going for drops with Banshees and what looks to be with siege tanks as well. So using the Banshees and the drops to keep Taeja in his base with the Hellions, but being able to then go into, we do have a cloaked Banshee coming in here, which will be doing a good bit of damage. The missile turret is going up here. He does have enough for a scan here. He will scan, and that Banshee is going to go down. Maybe not. No, it will escape with 20 health here. But there is enough for, once again, another scan here. They will scan. I believe they will try and scan. Now he's just killing off Marines at this point. But yes, he will eventually die because of that missile turret will detect him. We do have these Hellions right here, making sure, keeping tabs on center at this point. We do see another Banshee come by, but that Banshee's just going to get cleaned up right away by those Vikings there. And we do have another CC going down here for center, which will most likely take this third here. These Hellions coming in to roast a little bit of Marines. Going to do a little bit of damage here, but it's not going to be a whole lot because that tank is going to keep them in check. Double gas getting taken here by center on that expansion. So a very heavy mech build here, it looks like, for maybe not so much a heavy mech build at this point, as we may just see some Marine Marauder tanks going in here, as these Vikings will do some good damage, would attempt to do some damage to that CC. They will see the orbital coming up there, and this barracks will take that tech lab. So not so sure what we're gonna see here. We have double engineering bays coming up. We have the combat shields getting researched, the stem about halfway done. We do have another siege tank coming out here with Marines, and they are probably going to be moving out at this point. We do have siege tanks for Taeja as well, with plenty of racks. So it looks almost like each player is playing around the same type of build here. We will see siege tanks and Marines with Vikings for Taeja, and we will see Marines and siege tanks with, yeah, just Marines and siege tanks at this point for center. So we do have a drop here on the main base here, as they will scoot on by out with that medevac there, as they do a slight bit of damage to a few SCVs there. But at this point, center is just kind of moving around, just trying to find where those Hellions are at, if we have anything else going on here. We'll see a drop here on the potential fourth base, I guess, now for center, as center is taking that third base here. We have the refineries being built and the third base being taken for Taeja. So a very, very almost mirror like setup here for each of these players here. No real big aggression going out here. We have a good sized force here moving out for center. We'll see if Taeja can fight all. Oh no, they're gonna go head on home. They are gonna head on home. We are gonna have a few Marines going out to scout here, but we do have this drop going here in the natural base here. They will kill off all those Marines, and they will just kind of head on out here. They will drop in the third here and try and kill off some of those SCVs, get them off the mineral line, do some economic damage here. As it will kill off 3 of those, but all the Marines will get cleaned up, and that medevac will die. Unfortunately, it will fall, but we will see this army moving out now for center. a very deadly force here, but we have almost a mirror army here for Center and for Taeja. It's almost even. It's pretty much almost even in supply here. Taeja just slightly above in supply, but Taeja is slightly supply capped at this point, but only for a few seconds, as we will see a good number of units pumping out here for Taeja. It is going to be a decent sized engagement here, as we do have this force here dropping in here to the potential 4th base here for Taeja. We do have a Viking coming in, but the Viking will be scared off from these Marines. But I don't know, it's a large force there for Taeja. I'm not sure whether they can actually successfully do anything with this size of this army at this point. We do have these Marines here, a good number of Marines here. If we look at the units tab here, we have 56 Marines for Taeja, 40 Marines for Center, and both of them have 7 tanks. But the big difference, we have 6 medevacs for Center and only 4 for Taeja. We do have 2 more medevacs coming out, but 2 medevacs coming out for Center. So they are playing a nearly even build here. We have the siege tanks of Taeja getting wrecked here, taking a lot of damage. These Marines of Taeja taking a lot of damage here. They have to pull back, as we do have a drop going to happen on top of these tanks here. They're going to clean up almost all these tanks here. We do have more Marines and more tanks coming in to reinforce, but a good victory there overall for Center, taking out all his Marines, taking out a lot of his tanks. But we will see here that Taeja just pumping out so many Marines at this point. He has the supply advantage in the food here. And it's going to be just scan versus scan. A little bit of ring around the rosy here. Who's going to make the first tactical mistake? Who's going to fall into the trap here? They do lose a Viking there. And we will see another combat here. We do see a slight army split for Taeja. But these tanks going to do a lot of damage here. We do have Center's tanks getting wrecked here at this point. He doesn't have very many tanks left, and all the tanks are gone. The medevacs will all die out, and this is a great victory for Taeja here. Center really in bad shape here. Doesn't have a very large army here at this point, and Taeja going to be able to move out with these Marines and do a lot of damage to him. He has 2-2. His opponent only has 2-1. His tanks currently have 1-0, and his opponent's tanks have 0-0. So Taeja has the advantage in every sense of it, and there is the GG from Center. So a very, very good game here by both players, both playing the Marines with siege tanks and medevac play here. But Taeja was able to win due to the slight advantage in upgrades for him through most of the game with the siege tanks and the Marines attack and defense, as he did have the 2-2 and his opponent only having the 2-1. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game here. We do have another SCV party going on. Please like and subscribe to me if you'd like to see more. There will be the next game, game number 5 of the tournament. It is at this current moment tied up 2-2 between Team Liquid and Team Quantic. Stay tuned for the next one, guys. See y'all later.